How are you? Welcome back. You're still with us. Episode 4. Episode 4, the Away Team Sports Recruiting Assist of the Day. Today we're going to talk, this is bigger than recruiting. It's bigger than sports. It's bigger than earning a college education. It's bigger than earning a scholarship. All of that, it takes a back seat to mental health. And this is a topic that I've been wanting to touch on and talk about for quite a while, and just really wasn't able to give it the proper the proper amount of attention. I would sit down and I would write something, and then I'd step away from it, and I'd come back to it. I'd write something, I'd step back away from it. So excited to loop that into what we're doing here. I think that before I get into that, let me ask you, how are you doing? Right? How do you feel? Not how's your shot, not, how are your grades, not how's your recruiting process. How are you doing? My email address is in the section, in the description here of this video. If the answer to that is you're struggling a little bit, you need somebody to talk to, you need some help, reach out to me. I don't have all the answers, but I can help you with identifying the resources that can help you in any way that you need help, right? I think that, not enough attention, not enough conversation is had surrounding mental health, surrounding, what that looks like for a student athlete in this day and age. I was told by a close family friend, almost 10 years ago, when I was struggling with some things and, really understanding that my career was coming to an end, something that I had spent pretty much my entire life working towards. And, I never really reached that pinnacle. I went to, training camp at the NFL level, but, was cut, relatively quickly, and just never really reached that goal that I had set and, relentlessly had worked hard for, as long as I could remember. And that took a toll on me. And, I walked around telling everybody I was fine and I'm okay. And hey, man, I've got college records. I had a scholarship. I made some great relationships. I had a great time. I'm great. I'm fine. And I think that that's our kind of go-to. I'm fine. I'm fine. No matter what somebody asks you, I'm fine. And a close family friend said to me, he said, look, Justin, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to need something, need somebody to talk to, need some help, need a word of encouragement, need a hug. Like it's okay. And I think that that's something that I want to convey to any student athlete that's out there that's watching this, is that, if you're overwhelmed, if you've got a lot on your shoulders, and it's weighing you down, you're stressed, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling, uneasy, you don't even know what to call what you're feeling, you don't know how to define it, it's okay. And find somebody to talk to, find somebody to give you a shoulder to cry on or an ear to listen to you. Even if it just means that you just need to sit down and just talk and let somebody hear you and feel like you're being heard. That's important. And, I think that we need to get to that, right? We need to get okay with that. And I'm seeing more and more situations where, we're losing young student athletes to suicide. And it tears me up every time I read one of those articles or see one of those, episodes of E60 or a different news alert. And it just tears me up because I instantly wonder if there's something that maybe I could have done this video 6 weeks ago or a month ago, and maybe one of those lives would still be here. Maybe it would have encouraged somebody to talk to somebody to talk to somebody, right? And I think that that's if I don't do anything else, right? If these recruiting assists of the day don't help in any other way other than to encourage somebody to seek some help, then to me this is 1,000% a win, and it'll make all the effort and everything we put into it worth it. For parents out there that are listening, make sure you're talking to your kids. Understand the amount of stress, the amount of pressure that they face. For me, it being a former high-level athlete, I have to remember that this isn't the same game that I played in 1999. Here in 2020, these kids are dealing with, things on a whole different level. They're dealing with instant gratification. I mean, they're dealing with, social media. They're dealing with, the recruiting process is completely different. They're dealing with, spending their entire days really, I mean, they're attached to these. These phones right here are showing them the highlights of people's lives. And they're looking at that as real life and comparison. And, they say comparison is the thief of joy. And they're looking and seeing all these amazing things that are happening for these people in these, 15-second snapshots and saying, oh, well, I don't have that, so my life is horrible, right? Or, they're having a bad game and it's not just a bad game anymore, right? When I was in high school, we played in a gym. There might have been 400 or 500 people in that gym, but outside of the 400 or 500 people that were there, nobody was talking about what happened in that game, right? Nobody really knew. If you got dunked on, you got dunked on. You came back and you said, guess what? I'm not getting dunked on again, or maybe I am, but it's not the same. Where now everything's a viral moment, right? These kids are living their lives, and they're checking their social media. They're constantly comparing themselves to, okay, I got to play against this kid, and he's got 20 offers, and he's got this. These kids have 3-4 hours of homework a night, and they're going home and they're overwhelmed and they're stressed and they're frustrated because they don't want to not focus on the game or work on getting better. But at the same token, they know if their academics aren't in line, that they might not be in line for a scholarship. There's a lot that these kids have on their shoulders, not to mention relationships, not to mention all the different dynamics that come along with just being a teen. And I think that it's important that we're listening to our kids. Parents, talk to your children. Just talk to them. Ask them how they're doing with no preconceived notion of what that answer needs to sound like. Let them know that they have a safe space with you and that you're there to really just get an understanding of what's going on in their life. Be aware, right? If you notice something that's different about your child, don't just set it off to the side and say, oh, it's just them being a teen. No, talk to them. Figure it out. Figure it out. Be there. Be that voice of comfort, that voice of reassurance. Let them know that it's okay not to be okay, and let them know that they can come to you to talk. Or if they don't feel comfortable coming to you, let them know that you're going to help them with finding and identifying the resources that are available to help them to be okay. Coaches, make sure you're making mental health, making just the way these kids feel and the things that they're going through, a topic of discussion. Your only interaction with them should not just be about how they're performing on the court for you or on the field or on the track or whatever. That conversation should be, hey, how are you? Right? If you're in an urban setting, if you're in a school district that a lot of your kids are below the poverty level, make sure that you're having that kind of, hey, did you eat today? And if you did, let's figure out a way, right? Let's come together, let's support these kids, let's give them the things that they need to be successful, right? Make sure that we're giving them those wraparound resources that's letting them know that we have their back, and it's not just when they're making shots for us, or it's not just when they're winning ball games for us. We're there for them, in the off season. We're there for them when their careers are over with. We're there for them, every single day of the week, not just on game day. So, that's a hot button issue for me. We're going to talk about this quite a bit, throughout the course of this this channel, quite a bit throughout the course of this series. I'm going to make sure to touch a lot on the mental side of the game, because I think that that's the most important piece of the puzzle. You can only train your body so much, but it starts with being able to identify what's going on within yourself, student athletes, and what's going on within your kids, parents and coaches. So let's make sure that we're keeping that dialogue open. We're having those conversations, and it's bigger than the sport. These kids are more than just athletes. They're people, and we've got to make sure that we're showing them that love and that care, beyond what they bring to the table as far as on the athletic side. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to us continuing to move the needle on youth athletics, move the needle on recruitment. And once again, feel free, don't hesitate to send me an email, reach out to me if you need somebody to talk to, you need some help finding a resource in your area. I will do whatever I can to help you identify some help that's needed. I will not leave you where you stand. Like I said in episode 1, my goal is not only to leave no student athlete behind, but leave no student athlete where I found them. That is not limited to recruitment. That is not limited to player development. That's not limited to the athletic side of things. That is all inclusive of who you are. If you need something, I'm here for you. All right, peace.